Have you ever laid in bed at night, wondering if she even misses you? Thinking back to those late-night texts, those deep talks, her head on your chest? And now silence? It's like she vanished. No explanations. Just a cold goodbye, or worse, indifference. If you're nodding right now, brother, then this video, it's your story. Because what if I told you no contact is just the beginning, that there's something deeper, more powerful, that will shake her core without you saying a single word? Hit that like button if your heart's ever been broken, and subscribe, because what you're about to hear can change your love life forever. And if you stay till the end, you'll learn not only how to crush her ego, but how to never be crushed again. Let's begin. Point 1. Level up in silence. Transform while she watches nothing. You remember the moment she left, don't you? She said she needed space. Or maybe she said nothing at all. Just drifted away until her name was no longer lighting up your phone. But deep down you hoped that no contact would do the trick. You hoped the silence would make her miss you, regret leaving you, even chase you. But days passed. Weeks maybe. And still nothing. Here's the harsh truth. No contact is not enough. Not if you're just sitting there watching the clock, counting the days until she comes back. Because silence without transformation is just loneliness. But silence with self-evolution? That's power. Let me tell you a story. A story that might feel painfully familiar. There was a man once deeply in love. Let's call him Daniel. He gave everything, his time, his heart, his soul, to a woman who slowly began to pull away. The more he tried, the colder she became. Until one day she was gone. No goodbye, just a void. At first Daniel did what most men do. He waited, then he begged. Then he stayed silent, hoping his absence would draw her back. It didn't. But something shifted. One night, Daniel looked in the mirror and saw a version of himself he didn't recognize, tired, drained, powerless. That's when he made the decision, not to get her back, but to get himself back. He hit the gym, not out of revenge, but to feel strong again. He started waking up early, reading books, fixing his finances, reconnecting with old dreams. He started building. He didn't post it. He didn't flaunt it. He just worked in silence. And while she was out there thinking he was shattered, Daniel was turning into someone new. Not to impress her, but to honor himself. That's what it means to level up in silence. Because when she finally looked back, out of curiosity, boredom, or ego, what she saw was a man transformed. A man no longer waiting. A man who had evolved beyond her reach. You see, the ego is fragile, and when the person she thought would chase her is too busy building an empire, it breaks her narrative. She loses control. And that crushes the ego more than any angry text ever could. So ask yourself, who are you becoming during this silence? Because silence alone doesn't change the story, but silence fueled by transformation, that rewrites the ending. And you get to be the author now. Let's move on. Point 2. Master emotional control. Your calm is your power. Do you remember that one argument? The one where you lost it, raised your voice, said things you didn't mean, and watched her eyes turn cold? Yeah, she remembers it too. Men who chase control through emotion always lose it. But men who sit with their fire and don't let it consume them, those men are unforgettable. Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." So when you don't react, when you don't blow up, don't chase, don't show that you're hurting, you become a mystery. You become untouchable. You're calm? It tells her you're no longer a slave to her chaos. And nothing crushes her ego more than knowing she no longer holds emotional power over you. Point 3. Design a magnetic life that makes her irrelevant. Let's be honest. Your world used to revolve around her. Your time, your energy, even your plans. They all had her name written in invisible ink. But now it's time to build a life so full, so rich, so irresistibly magnetic that her absence doesn't feel like a hole. It feels like space you needed to grow. Pick up new passions, travel, build your brand, start that business. Light up your own world so brightly that she can't help but look back and feel small. Because men who make their own life the priority, those men don't chase. They attract, and when she sees that you're thriving, not just surviving, that crushes the ego more than any closure talk ever could. Point 4. Redefine your worth without her validation. Let's pause for a moment. Ask yourself, was your worth tied to how much she loved you? Be honest. Because most men, We don't realize how much we depend on her smiles, her texts, her approval until it's gone. But what if your worth wasn't something she could give or take away? What if it was something you built inside yourself, brick by brick? That's the Stoic way, to know yourself so deeply, to value yourself so completely, that no one's presence or absence can shake your foundation. So the next time she wonders if you're still hurting, she'll find a man who doesn't need to prove anything, because true worth doesn't need witnesses. It just is. Point 5. Surround yourself with high-value people and places. You know what's more powerful than deleting her number? Walking into rooms she never imagined you'd enter. Join masterminds. Attend business events. Take that first-class flight solo. Be seen where kings sit, not to show off, but to grow up. She might not see every step you take, but the world will. And when your life becomes filled with people who uplift you, challenge you, and celebrate your rise, the idea that she once held your heart, that becomes laughable, not out of hate, but from growth. Because ego can't survive when the man she once knew is now someone she doesn't recognize. Point 6. Become indifferent. Let her ego starve in the silence. Here's the final piece, the hardest one. Indifference. Not pretending not to care, but actually not caring. Because when you no longer post for her to see, when you don't check if she viewed your story, when her name comes up and you feel nothing, that's when she feels everything. Indifference is the silence after the silence. It's the energy that says, I'm not angry, I'm not bitter. I've just moved on. And that, my friend, starves her ego. Because egos don't survive on silence, they survive on attention. Take that away, and they break. Just like that. So now the question is, will you stay the man waiting by the phone? Or will you become the man she never saw coming? The man who used the silence to rebuild himself, to rise, to evolve, not to get her back, but to get himself back. You're not here by accident. You were meant to hear this, because it's not just about crushing her ego. It's about building a man who no one, no heartbreak, no rejection can ever break again. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.